inside my mind, inactive addiction. Let's go.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Big C. Hey, today I want to take you guys, as much as I can recall, the mindset that I had in active addiction. Now guys, when I make videos, the videos are for those that are suffering with addiction, but I also try to make videos to warn those who may not be addicted but playing with drugs, and also try to make videos for those that may have a loved one in addiction. And I try to present videos to kind of give them an idea of what their loved one is dealing with. And this is one of those videos today because some people just don't understand our minds, that our mindset when we're in active addiction. And so I'm going to kind of take you guys back as much as I can recollect on a typical week and how my mind would progress and the ins and outs of it. You know, now there were times when I would have a job and that job would be fueling my addiction. And then there were times when I wouldn't have a job for months at a time, and I'm just out there straight chasing, don't know where. See, when I had a job, I knew, if nothing else, I knew Friday I'm gonna get high. But in those periods where I didn't have a job, that's when I got real gutter with it, by any means necessary. But I'm gonna take you guys back as much as I can. This camera is flickering light and dark. I don't know why. I've been playing with this green screen, so just bear with me, guys. I'll get it figured out. But I want to go back and take you guys through the journey of one of those times of when I've blown my check over the weekend. All hell has broke loose, and we're looking at by somehow, some way, I make it back to work on Monday morning. Made it back to work on Monday morning after a weekend of getting high. Yeah, I did have those little spells too where somehow seemed, I think it was, I was driven by, hey, if you don't go to work, you can't get high. And it's crazy, but I'm gonna break this down to you because I could break off getting high for 3, 4, 5 days, and then Friday comes, and then it's like wide open again. So starting out on a Monday, back at work, and all hell's broke loose over the weekend. I've spent my money. I went and faced the music, whether it be didn't pay this, didn't pay that, or didn't come home, or whatever that was. It's Monday morning and I'm back at work, and I'm telling myself I am not getting high next week with this Friday with my check, and I mean it. I really meant it. Same scenario Tuesday. I'm okay. I'm not getting high. I'm not getting high. Wednesday. Still not getting high. Not getting high. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do what's right. This is my mind. And see, guys, what I want you to get to see, to understand and know, how our mind is the most powerful thing that keeps us in active addiction. So come Thursday, now, most times on Thursdays now, I'm kind of that I ain't gonna do it. It ain't so strong now because my mind is slowly shifting. It knows we've got one more day to go, and so it begins to feed me where I was once strong to say no, and I may say no on Thursday, but I know I don't mean it. And then come Friday, all bets are off. I'm not getting ready to see. At some point during the week, my mind would tell me, you know, okay, let's go back to Thursday. I know now I'm not so sure in my no's. I'm not going to do it. It's not as strong. So it's at that point that I should be reaching out and talking and letting somebody know what's going on with me. But the thing of the addiction is, as much as I knew I should do that, I couldn't do it. I knew what to do, but I couldn't do it. The addiction had my mind in such a way that it just dictated whatever I was going to do. So even though Thursday, I'm kind of knowing like, hey, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get high, but deep down in my mind, I know I am. And then come Friday, I can't wait to get the check. There's no checks and balances here. I'm not getting ready to call somebody. I'm not getting ready to try to have somebody meet me to go help me cash my check. I'm not getting ready to do anything. Friday comes, I can't wait till it's time to get off. And then, everything that matters to me, such as family and wives, and maybe some of you have kids, those things, even though we love them, it doesn't look like it. That addiction and that mindset is stronger than that. It's stronger for me. The urge to go get high is greater than the urge to not upset my wife or my family. The urge to get high, the power of the mind in addiction overrides all clear thought. And this is where I was caught. I didn't know how much my mind was keeping me in active addiction. And so Friday comes, and yes, I go get high and I do the whole thing, and I'm back at square one. Maybe Sunday night or Sunday morning, I'm broke by now, probably Saturday night. And I spent $9,000, $800. Everybody, and it was crazy because in my mindset, when I had money, I felt like I had power. Because I knew as long as I got this, I'm talking about $700, $800, $900, $1,000, I knew, yeah, I'm going to get high. And then it gave me a sense of power because I felt like if you were on the scene getting high and I wanted to befriend you or whatever, just whatever, I knew as long as I had money and could buy dope, it gave me a sense of almost like importance. Like I'm the stuff. But not knowing, but not paying attention to it, how at the end of this, you're going to look like a fool. Because everybody that you're partying with and getting high with, when the money's gone, they're going to be gone. That's just how it goes. And so, Carlton, you're going to be left with this same scenario week after week. You have spent every dime. You have not paid one bill. You have not took no money home to your wife. You're gonna go home and you're gonna face the music. She's probably gonna cuss you out and tell you to get out. You know how to manipulate through that. To only start over again on Monday. And it's gonna be the same thing. As much as I tell myself on Monday, I ain't doing this next week. As the week progresses, it's back at square one come Friday. And I'm going to do it all over again. And that is the insanity. You might try, okay, well, I've tried this. Let me go give my wife half my check. Yeah, she's going to try to talk me out of it, get more. Don't go, she'll try to talk me out of not going and just stay home. But, I felt like, well, I'm being responsible. I'm giving you half my check. Only when that money runs out, guess where I'm going? I'm going back home. Now, yeah, I'm going to have a fight to get that money back. But I'm going to get it back. And I'm going to crush her and destroy her. And it's going to be the same cycle over and over again. And while I'm in the midst of this, I love this woman. Some may beg to differ. I love this woman, but this addiction, it has me. It's like that cave on the thumbnail. When you enter that darkness, it's dark. Once you step out of the light and into a cave, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been into a real, live, wild cave. I have when I was in the Boy Scouts. It is utter dark. That's why everything in the cave, like the little critters and the fish, they're white. Because it's so dark, they can't develop any color. It is so dark in a cave that you could put your hand in front of your face and you will not see any sign of it. Been there, done that. And that's the mind of an addict. It is so dark. And when you go into a cave, if you don't have no light, it's confusion. You don't know where to go. You don't know where you are. Thus, the mind of an addict. When you leave the light and go into the darkness, at that point, the cave consumes you. And that's the exact, sorry about that, that's my phone. I should have turned it off. That's the way the addict's mind is. So for those of you that are trying to figure out why your loved one does what they do, I'm not saying it's right, because it ain't. But this video is to just kind of give you an idea of what your loved one is dealing with. Addiction controls the mind. Cocaine is a mind drug. It's not so much physical like heroin. It's a mind thing. And a person that doesn't have the right mind is lost. And so you're being fueled by this addiction. You're being fueled. Everything that means something to you, it doesn't mean anything to you when it comes to addiction. And that was the most frustrating thing about it, when my wives would tell me, "You don't love me," but I'm like, "Yes, I do." But in reality, what I'm presenting to them shows them that I don't. But I knew I do. But I didn't have the way to express it because I am trapped in this cave. My mind is dark. My world is dark. And people would ask me, "Why are you doing what you're doing?" I had no answer, because I'm going to go do it again next week. No matter what happened, no matter how bad it got last weekend, I'm going to go do it again. That's one thing that as long as I got this job, I know I'm going to do it again. And I was helpless. I saw the problem, but I was helpless to get out of it. And guys, this is why I say, I speak from my experience. It wasn't until God was able to do for me what I couldn't do for myself. He had more power than this addiction. And when I turned my life to Him and said, "God, help me," that's what happened. Because in our own strength, we can't do it. We've tried it over and over again. And this is where the addict is trapped. He's helpless. So it's going to take something greater than him or her to begin to show them the entrance out of that cave. We'll wander around in that cave, in that darkness, for God knows how long. For me, 23 years. But when it got to that point, when I truly said, "God, help me," it's like He took me out of the depths, way off in the darkness of that cave, and said, "Trust me, take my hand." And we walked. We walked. It was painful. It was scary. We had to do some things I didn't want to do. But all of a sudden, I saw the light leading out of the cave. And when you get out of that darkness of the cave, don't go back. But it's going to take a power greater than you to bring you out of that cave. And for those that are watching this, that's trying to figure out what their loved one is going through, I am not excusing the things we do, but I'm just trying to present to you the mind of an addict. That person is powerless. And until we allow a power greater than us to come in and set us free, we'll be roaming around in that cave in the dark forever, like a wild man, like a wild woman. So I pray that this video has blessed someone. It's only, this is my experience, guys. Another person could make a video like this and it'd be totally different. But this is my experience. My mind had me locked and bound in addiction. And it ain't until we allow God to lead us out of the cave and begin to renew our mind so that we don't even want to go nowhere near that cave again. We've been brought out and we want to stay out. The mind of an addict is a dark place. He says things, she does things, don't really mean it, but we're being fueled by addiction, an evil force, an evil power that has us chained. And it ain't till we allow God to come in, the power greater than us, because we ourselves couldn't do it, can't do it. A power greater than us can, God Almighty. Let God bring you out of the cave. Let God come into the depths of wherever you are in the darkness. He can hear you. Cry out to him. He knows all about the cave. But he wants to bring you out. Will you let him? Is the answer, is the question. So guys, I pray that this has blessed you. Got a little serious there, didn't I? But no, I just want you guys to understand. It's our mind that keeps us in addiction. And for those of you watching, because you got a loved one, they ain't in their right mind. I'm not excusing what they do, what we've done. But we were not in our right mind. It takes God to come in and clean up all of this mess, bring us out of that cave and into his wonderful light. So, hey, I pray that this has blessed you. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Saturday. You guys stay blessed, and I will see you on the next one. Stay motivated, my friends. I'll see you soon.